Hi! Hi!
Oh, wait.
Huh?
There we go. Welcome to the Canada Guns Talk Show, episode 79. I am your host, the Crover. The name of the episode is Scary Black Gun Edition, I think. I don't remember what I called it. Adriel is here. The hunting gear guy, say hi.
Whoa. Hunting gear guy.
Hunting gear guy.
I think it's my first name on the show. Come on.
Sorry. Yes, the totally not known by his first name in every single video that he makes. Hunting gear guys here. Also, Crazy's here.
Yes.
Hi, Crazy.
Hi.
How you doing?
Why are you talking like that?
Just to see what would happen.
This is what happens when I cut my hair. I'm going to make sure I grow it as long as I can.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
Okay.
Cutting my hair turns you into a creep.
No, that's just life. Yes, we are going to talk about black guns today. But before we talk about black guns, let's talk about you. Crazy, what have you been up to?
Not a whole hell of a lot. I did some reloading because you can see it's not over there anymore sitting around. It got set up. So I reloaded some 38s. And yeah, that's about it. I was going to go shoot them on Sunday, and then I didn't get anywhere near enough sleep to want to bother driving to the range, so I didn't. But I'm going to go shoot them this Sunday, and hopefully they don't blow my gun up, and hopefully they actually hit things. And I was a bit concerned because like I bought a 158 grain, like 1,158 grain projectiles, and when I think about it, like my revolver has always liked 38s. And they're like 130 grain. And then when I think about it, whenever I've shot 357 out of it, it's never really shot all that well. And all the 357 I've shot has been 158 grain. So I'm now kind of concerned if I have 1,000 ridiculously inaccurate projectiles.
What projectiles are they?
Cam Pro.
They make 158 grains?
Yep.
I thought they only made the 125s.
Nope.
So they're expanding in terms of range of bullets?
I mean, they made this like last year. As far as I know, they've made this for a while. So this has been a thing they've done.
I whenever I looked at their website, I think I only ever saw the 125. So that's where I was working on.
And then someone from the Discord is going to trade me 100 of these 158s for 100 125s. And then I'm going to try loading 50 38s with them and 50 357s and see how they work.
Load 357s only and then use H110 and then... Oh my God, you're actually here. And
you didn't send me the link, you turd.
I don't have.
I asked if you were coming.
I have Tight Group, and I'm not going to go buy a pound of powder just for 50 to 100 bullets.
No, but listen. If you do, you can have 357s that are traveling at fuck. How much did I clock those? Like 1,700 feet per second, and they are spicy.
Top Gun.
That seems to remind me of. I think it was Non-Random Hero. He loaded some fucking 357s in his lever gun, and I swear to God, when you shot them, there was like a trail of smoke that flew behind these things.
That's the bullet like zipping by and leaving a trail of dust. Bullet lead.
So maybe if I finally manage to find a lever action 357 that I can afford, which is not likely, then maybe I'll consider spicy meme loads for it, but for the time being, I just want some nice shit to shoot out of my revolver.
Yeah, well, Tight Group, like you're gonna get. The thing with Tight Group is that it's a pretty quick powder to burn. So, like in a Magnum case, I think it's gonna be like real snappy.
I've also only got a 4.2-inch barrel, so faster burn means I'm getting the higher potential out of it.
Well, you're gonna get a more burn out of it. It's still gonna be snappy because the pressure curve is different. Isn't that right, Mr. Reloading Expert?
Huh?
I was talking to you, Elixir.
I wasn't listening.
Again!
So what you're telling me is I should just get Varget?
Yes.
Yes.
You can't even load a handgun with Varget, can you?
You could.
Well, it might work once.
Not well, but
it might work once.
Rotumbo. Use Rotumbo in your pistol.
That's
Which one's the blue? Was it blue gun or red gun?
Blue dot.
Blue dot, yeah. Those ones are the ones for shotgun, which should work for pistol.
Well, yeah, actually, there are loads for 357 using Hodgdon's Clays loads. or
Yes.
powder or whatever. But no, I've got tight group, so tight group is what I'm going to load with until I don't have tight group anymore.
What's
that'll
nice
be a
about
while.
tight group is that you're literally using like 3.5 grains of it. That's it.
Mhm.
Yep, I'm literally using 3.7 grains of tight group in these 38s. So I can load about 2,000 38s with this. When I did the
You're gonna
math,
get tired of shooting 38 before you run out of tight group.
basically,
Probably.
when I did the math on 357, it was like 1,200 rounds of 357, and you can basically double that for 38s. So,
What manual did you use for your 38s? Never mind. You're
load
using heavier
data
projectiles.
from Campro.
Never mind.
You
For my
just
125s, I have 4.4
scoop.
grains on it.
You just scoop and you get a playing card and you strike off the top. And you put a bullet on top.
You see, they've the league comes with a little powder scoopy thing, except that actually scoops approximately 5 grains of powder, and tight group is a really clingy powder. Like, it's very staticky and clings to shit. So it's terrible to try and use those because the tight group will just stick to it and you'll get inconsistent loads every single time.
See, what you could do is just use Varget.
What's it say?
Can you zoom us into that little
do I
Windows
zoom in?
3.1 screen on the left hand side there?
The which screen?
It's real small.
So
Maximus,
what
click
you're
that.
telling me is that Vargan is going to produce 30,000 psi.
Yeah.
And do you happen to know what the Sammy spec
says it.
rating?
Yeah,
It says
35,000.
357. You're good.
So I could actually literally go 357 with Vargit.
Yeah, a whole
grains?
5.5 grains.
So basically, what I'm doing.
Okay. But let's play with let's say full case capacity. 100% case fill.
Oh dear.
8.7 grains, and you produce 60,000.
So it'll work exactly once. You might want to use
1600
something for that
FPS
one, though.
too.
What's the FPS?
1597.
It's nothing. Okay, when it's actually loaded to a thing that won't explode, what was the
See,
speed?
that's for little girls. With H110, you can get 1,800 feet per second, and your gun won't blow up.
Let's see.
That's still
75% case fill. No.
It was 60
70.
something.
You can go up to 6 grains.
And I get 13, 16 FPS. I can get faster than that with an actual pistol powder. I know that.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's
I think
use
the only
Matumbo.
advantage would be I could use literally the same
There we
rifle
go.
powder.
What the hell?
And temperature insensitivity with Varget too.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Pro tip.
There we go. You can do 100% case fill with Rutumbo, and you'll get a whopping 617 feet per second.
What the fuck is Rotumbo?
It's a Magnum cartridge powder. Like, I use it in my 338.
Yeah.
Okay,
338
so
with
yeah, okay.
I like the ballistic efficiency. 3.3%. Amount of powder burn, 10.
That's fine.
You're
that
just
would be disgusting.
spewing
My gun would
powder.
be black.
You're just gonna be shooting fireballs out of that thing.
This is also with 125 grain projectiles. So
Okay, use my 180 Hornadies.
Back it up a bit.
180 what?
180 HTP Hornadies. They're at the bottom. I literally just did this. They're at the bottom.
HTP. Okay. Oh wow. 100.
Probably get a little bit more spice out of that guy.
450 feet.
Yeah.
So it's an air gun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Look how it's
brilliant.
speeded up the whole time. Look at the velocity as it goes down. It's like, whoo, and it's out.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's like the
Well,
only
the
one that I could
chamber
bring in.
pressure increases above the safe threshold right at the end there.
Well, that's because it's left the
Well,
barrel,
that-
you
that's
idiot.
in the barrel. So
Yeah, don't worry about that one, man. That's
Yeah.
the velocity too.
it'll just
That's the red one you're looking for.
Yeah. Unless there is a warning, do not do this, then you just keep going.
Do
So
it.
suppose-
Yeah.
results without any guarantee of usability.
No. Quick load approved.
But what can you actually set barrel length on this? Have you set the barrel length?
Yep, to 8 inches.
Okay.
Are you gonna do this? Please tell me you're gonna do this.
Because you could do loads with for the rifle then, and fuck around with like a 20-inch barrel on it and see.
Yeah, no, there's if you want to, I
Right.
can send it to you. Kupacek sent it to me. It's a copy of an old Lyman manual with 357 rifle loads.
Huh. That's interesting, but I don't have a 357 rifle yet, and I probably can't afford one for.
Well, now you
quite
can
some
get
time.
one.
Now you have a reason for it.
Yeah, I just gotta
Finally.
load with Hodgdon Rotumbo in my shit.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Give you all the excuse you need.
I mean, that's the thing though with Varget though. I could load. You're saying I could load 357s with Varget, then I could also load my fucking 8mm with Varget, and just need one powder. It'd be great. And I'd be using about as much Varget as I would Tight Group.
Indeed.
What's the name of this thing?
Someone's saying to load a BFR with Varget.
Oh yeah.
Look up Trail Boss. Trail Boss is one of my favorite powders because you literally just scoop it up and take the top off with a card.
All right, 1 second.
Someone on the side chat on YouTube said that Varget and handgun sucks horribly.
No, that's
That's
a great
because he's a
handgun
little
round.
girl.
I just like to watch my bullets soar through the air.
Well, I didn't even notice what the burn efficiency was on that Varget. Was it?
Well, the Varget was like 6 or 10 or something like that.
No,
No,
it
that
was
was
100%.
Rotumbo.
It was burning.
It
wasn't
somewhat
efficient.
What company
was-
is Trail Boss again?
Hodgson.
Oh, okay.
Someone is apparently attempting to make 357 SIG rifle loads.
Oh,
What
it's
the hell rifle takes 357 SIG?
Something really, really, really snowflakey.
Oh dear.
I'm just wondering, I know High Point is doing stupid shit. Like High Point has a 380 carbine, so they start making a 357 SIG carbine.
Actually,
That'd be interesting. You could fit it in the grip, right? You could pop your
Yeah.
mag in the grip.
okay. What does H110 look? I mean, let's see what Trail Boss looks like.
800 feet per second.
Oh yeah,
Much better.
yeah.
That's 4 grains. 4 whole grains.
That apparently fills 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's fat ass powder. It's really fat.
Oh,
Really fat.
TNWASR has 357 SIG barrels. Apparently, okay, that's what gun it is. Wasn't? No, that was a JR that Janitor was going to try and make into
Yeah.
Tokarev.
Yeah, I think it fell apart because the whole project fell by the wayside after it took more than like one trip to the milling station to get the block to work for the feeding.
Yep.
So yeah, that fell by the wayside pretty quick. So you loaded those 38s. Did you shoot anything?
No.
Okay, Adria, what have you been up to?
Where's my show notes? Oh, there it is. Ordered a BCG. Looks like this. It's gold.
Oh!
I love gold. Okay, so this is an NIB BCG up here, and here is a TIN, and this one's also a low weight M16, low mass, and this is full mass, full auto bolt. That doesn't actually make it full auto. That just means it's heavier. Yeah.
There's different profiles in those bolts, and they will not work with certain guns and certain triggers.
Yeah. So there's the profile off the back. And yeah, so I got this gold thing. It's kind of interesting, so I'll try that. It was only because my AR-15s have been having cycling issues, and I'm flush out of ideas. I don't know what it is. It's short stroking. I've tried everything. Now going to a low mass bolt carrier to give me more reverse velocity, and it'll fix my short stroking problems, or I'm going to part this gun out, just destroy it and sell everything, and I don't know, just go to the WK, buy another one of those.
They're coming up now more and more. I mean, I've seen a couple in CGN this week or last week. I saw one for $550 plus shipping with like
WK?
no, $950 plus shipping.
Yes. Well, P&D had some for $950. And I was like, oh, I can just drive over and buy a new one off the shelf for $950.
Yep.
Speaking of, I bought a BCL 102.
Nice.
True North Arms had some on for $13.78. I really wanted one of those Stag 10s. The Stag 10 upper, lower, build my own kind of a thing. But every time I priced it out to do my own, which I wanted to do my own, it was going to be $2,000 plus. Pretty much every which way I was going to do it.
But guess what? Let me guess. You're going to get some snowflakey barrel and some snowflakey handguard and like some snowflakey stock.
Not too bad on the handguard. But even if you just buy the ready-made one, it's 1,800 plus, around 1,800.
Yeah.
Post-tax shipping, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, this is 1378, ready to rock and roll. So I bought one of those. It's still in the mail somewhere.
Is it at least in Edmonton or is it lost somewhere?
No, Ontario
facility while they're on strike or whatever.
Somewhere in the center of the universe, never to leave and come back to me.
To leave.
Never. I shot a match. I went to Phoenix and I did their bi-weekly pistol match. They have like an IPSC-ish pistol match, and it was fun. It was a good little pistol match. I got first in production. But that's only because there was much better shooters in the other divisions and not my division.
So when are you going full open?
Full open? No, I can't afford that. I don't want to spend that. Like you have to spend like $5,000 on your pistol to run open.
Yeah, so you get a rainbow dick colored CZ75.
Well, they come with like pretty flashy colors already, so I don't think you. And plus, it is a shadow, so I'm pretty sure it's already assumed that you've got that like going on anyways, right? You don't need to like show it anymore. Yeah. Yeah, anyways, that was interesting. And then finally, this just came in today. Whoop, there is an ultrasonic cleaner. So it's pretty big inside. And the reason why I got this was I'm cleaning these BCGs and I'm finding that I just can't get them clean enough. So I'm gonna this will actually fit 2 BCGs if I wanted to, or I could fit like a pistol slide or something like that. So I am going to now. I cleaned the heck out of this thing. I cleaned it actually the other night, and I was just like doing a little bit of extra wipe off here, kind of before the show. I'm gonna throw all the parts in there. I've disassembled the BCG other than the donut. Everything's going in the vat. The water's clean right now. And again, I
just water.
I threw a little bit of dish detergent in there, like dish detergent for your dishwasher won't foam or anything like that. So that's usually a good bet for this kind of thing.
But I think I have a bigger question. Why do you clean your guns?
Because it's not working right now.
That's a different thing entirely. Oh yeah, it wasn't working. And
right, that's the one that doesn't work.
Yeah, and NIB is supposed to be clean. I don't know if you saw that. It was kind of stained. So I want to see if that'll actually clean off, because that NIB coating is supposed to be like impervious. It's supposed to be the shit for AR bolts. That's why I've also went to a TIN, because I'm like, man, that NIB stuff wasn't all that great. Maybe this will be better and it won't stain as bad. So we'll find out in, I don't know, like what, 180 seconds, 280, 380. Let's go like lots.
Well, we're going to be here for at least another 50 minutes, so give it a go. Yeah. Let her rip.
You guys hearing anything come through the mic?
Nope.
It's pretty high pitched.
Like, go stick your head right next to it. Oh, no, go stick the mic right next to it. See if it does anything.
I hear a slight buzzing noise, but that's about it.
It sounds like there's a fly going around your head or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how much dirt that pulls off those BCGs. And if it's not too swampy, I'm going to throw the shadow slide in there. And now the shadow, I've actually got a good excuse. I want to check this slide stop pin. Right next to that, on some of the early Shadow 2s, they can develop a hairline crack. But you need to clean the heck out of it to see that, right? You can't see it if it's all gunked up with carbon. So I want to clean this thing right up and take a look at that. So I'll do that if the water's not too swampy after the cleaning the BCG. That's it for me.
Nice. Should I even ask if you've done anything, Elixir?
No.
Okay, yeah, I saw you fucking around with quick load. Tell us what you were doing there, just real quick.
Oh, I was just messing around with 238. Nothing special.
Whoa,
Same
look at
up.
that pressure curve.
Yeah, it's kind of funky.
So why is it so long?
Because it's got a huge barrel.
Yeah, it's a 28-inch barrel.
Lots of powder.
Right.
Lots of Rotumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my load is currently. I just can't remember what my length is.
Whoa, look at the projectile energy. 4,600 foot-pounds.
Yeah.
Can you make that bigger because I can't see shit on it?
Not really. Let's see.
Oh, wait, I can go over here. Oh, okay.
Wait. Yes.
I can kind of see it.
Like,
If we're doing Austin Powers references, this is going to be like him like trying to turn around 360 degrees. Click, 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 click.
oh, Jesus. There we go.
Whoa!
Whoa! I want to know that feature.
I like that it made all the boxes bigger, but the text stayed the same size.
Yeah.
It's an aged program.
Yeah.
You
I
think?
mean, it's because you guys are using a deliberately old version of it, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's the newest one.
No, I don't
Really?
have the newest one.
Yes, it is.
It's designed for back when all monitors were 1024 by 768.
Yeah.
Ooh.
An older
fancy.
time when we had 17-inch CRT monitors.
Oh, the ones
A
that give you a
gentler
suntan if
time.
you stand in front of them for more than 3 hours.
Give you a what?
A suntan, because like just the fucking.
You mean
Oh, I
the ones
mean,
that all the
if they
dudes that
did,
buy
I'd
them are
have
probably
a-
still using.
I think I'd be a little bit more suntan.
Well, you can only go so far, Whitey.
Oh, there you go. That's better.
But when are you getting to the fun numbers, Elixir?
This is the phone numbers.
I only
Okay,
see
but
purple.
let's
I
do
see
a
purple. I don't see
question.
red.
What
That
are
is
the
not a
diff-
fun number.
All three of us come in
Oh,
with different
never mind, it's
recos.
velocity and chamber pressure. I never mind. Never mind.
Okay, Elixir, we're going to need two propellants this time. We're going to need a little bit of Rotumbo. We're going to need some tight group. Can you combine them in one to get the best of both worlds?
Just do a seasoning sprinkle of tight group to get that extra 100 feet per second.
Well, you need to give it like, look at all that, like from 0 to 0.4, you got a lot of room where you can get that pressure up quick. Yeah, now you can use some tight group and just duplex that. Get it up there.
I can do black powder.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Make sure to use quad F. There you go.
I also
FFFF.
don't know what any of this means. So
The most Fs.
Yeah, the more Fs, the better.
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
It's
Purple
not
F?
even enough Fs. You need
No,
four.
No,
I
I
Fs.
need like 4 or 5 Fs at least.
it only
Yes.
goes up to
It
triple
only
F.
goes to 3 Fs. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Elephant. Yeah.
That's little
Get that
girl
elephant.
numbers.
Hold on. What about if you go with muzzle loader with ironclads or sabots?
Conicals.
Conicals. Sorry, I can't fucking see that.
Okay, I don't
You know
what
why?
this
It's
one
probably
here.
not letting you use quad F because quad F is like a fucking flash
Pistol?
tray powder.
So
So,
what
it
you're
just
saying
will
is you
not
need
let-
flash tray powder.
Metallic cartridge load. Yeah, I don't know what any of this means.
All right. That's okay.
Bullets and stuff for shooting elephants with your
Yes.
338 Lapua.
Well, I was watching a video on how to do 577 450 Martini Henry cartridges, and man, that shit is just so hokey. It's like, yeah, you take a case and you chop it up, and it's about 85 grains by weight, and that's what you do. And then you can't have absolutely no space in the case, so you gotta stick some cotton in there. Then you have to take some cardboard, and then you have to put some wax on top of the cardboard, and then you have to put another cardboard on top, and then you put the bullet on top, and that's just to load the cartridge. To make the brass, holy shit, man.
Well, I mean, considering what you do when you load black powder is you toss powder, then cotton, then bullet. Like, yeah, you got something there.
You guys ever seen
Apparently,
the
if you
older?
have any sort of space in a case with black powder, you get some crazy ass spikes, and you can blow up your gun.
Yes. Yeah. Have you guys ever seen the older brass cases that were kind of wrinkling? What are they, Japanned or
Yes,
they had a,
it's brass foil. The rolled
Yeah.
grass foil.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just do that. Then you got your custom size. You can put as much powder in there as you want.
just make like really thick brass, or just make lots and lots of turns and just eyeball it.
No, just do what they did in Africa and just fucking wrap paper around your bullet till it fits.
Excellent. All right. What I've done is actually I've been a very productive boy in the last couple of days. I finally managed to mount my press. So if you guys were watching, I think it was last Thursday, I did a reloading special where I just sat down and I reloaded some 308. This is what I was making. I made 50 308. And look at that. I have the recipe in the box. Look at that.
You fancy, huh?
Look at that. Oh, it actually does zoom in. Like, it pays off to use a fancy camera. That's like more expensive than any other camera that I've ever bought in a long time. So yeah, I made 50 of those. Then I went and I sorted my range pickup brass, and I have a whole lot of 308 brass. And I picked out the PMC head stamps, and I had 19 rounds of that PMC head stamp. And the reason that I loaded those is because all other PMC brass that I have is on its second loading. This is on its first loading. So I got to get all the brass to the same amount of wear. Is that what you call it, Elixir? I don't know.
Yeah, might as well.
Who cares?
Yeah. So
Shoot it.
yeah, I loaded this with the Scampro projectiles. These guys. Real cheap out of Proline shooters in Calgary, and that's gonna get shot this weekend. Then I sorted my 38 brass, and I found that I had a bag of brand new range pickup brass, so I loaded 66 rounds of more Scampro projectiles. These are the 125 grains that Crazy was talking about. I loaded all of those, and I then sorted all of my other brass by head stamp in the 357, and I realized that I still actually had a box of primers, Magnum pistol primers. So I decided to use some of that brass that I had just sorted, and I rolled this. Ooh, shiny. And these guys are hefty boys, because these guys are 180 grain. So they are significantly more thumpy, I'm expecting, than
Absolute unit.
Absolute unit. The size of that lad. Let's see. Just for size comparison. There you go. That's a 125 grain. That's a 180 grain.
I love how there are two candelures.
Yeah, I'm not sure about what that is.
Which one do you want? Do you want the short one? Do you want the long one?
Yeah, but what loads a 38 caliber projectile that long out of the front?
Well, a rifle could.
Also, if you're using like clays and it won't allow you to put that in a case with like 21 grains of clays, maybe, I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah, the only thing that I could see that working is like a break action rifle, because that kind of thing does not cycle. That's a fun fact. When I had lever action 357 rifle, 357s obviously cycle just fine in the action because that's what the lifter is made for, and 38s also cycled just fine. But the problem was, if you had 38s that were a little shorter than usual, so I think if I remember correctly, the blazers that I had were just a little shorter than what the 38 special chambering should be in terms of specs, and they would just nosedive down into the action or pop up as you try to cycle them out of the magazine tube in the lever action rifle.
Yeah, the other thing it might be for is extra crimp. So maybe those older crimping things that like kind of crimp in the middle. You know how some of your factory ammo will have the crimp like further down on the case?
Nope. I don't know
Yeah.
that. I've never
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah, some of the 9mm you pick up, instead of being crimped at the mouth, it'll be crimped like somewhere in the middle,
Really?
and that's where the cannular is on the bullet. I don't know if you can get those kind of dies like privately, but I know they exist.
Yeah. So yeah, I had the primers and I had the bullets, and up to this point, I've just been using the Scampros. But I figured, I think I might just stick to the 125s for the 38 special because I have a couple of jars worth of brass. I don't know how much brass is in here, so I think I might just stick to the Campros for the 38 special because that's gonna be my plinking shit, and then I'll just keep loading my 357 with the fancy Hornady projectiles because I got 3 more boxes of this stuff. Actually, like, yeah, I got like 4 more boxes of Hornady projectiles. I have two boxes of 158 grain Hornadies, 1 box of 140 grain, and 1 box of 125 grain. According to Quick Load, which I do have open, it just so happens that this should be quite an interesting little load, purely due to the fact that it's nice. It's nothing too crazy. It's got a 79.38% burn rate. It's gonna be clocking it at 1,300 feet per second, which works out to be actually 400 meters per second. That was actually kind of neat. But because it's a revolver and it's out of the 8.25-inch barrel, it's not gonna have a very good burn, like in terms of completion of the burn. But it's gonna lose some speed too because of the cylinder gap. So I'm guessing it's gonna be just on the threshold of a Sonic, probably like maybe 1,100 feet per second, maybe 1,150, because when I loaded H110 125, the powder that I'm using is H110 for the 357s with the 125 grain Scampro projectiles. The quick load said that it should be somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,800, 1,900 feet per second. And when I actually clocked it with my what the hell is it called?
Chronograph.
With my chronograph, yeah, I was not getting that. I think it was more like 1,500 feet per second. So I was losing quite a bit of speed, probably just on the cylinder gap and the lack of burning powder. So yep, that's what I did last week in terms of reloading. And then what I got in the mail last week is this guy. Woo!
Fuck is that?
It's the fanciest 22 semi-auto that you can buy without getting into stupid money.
Fancy how?
It's a CZ 512. Ooh. What's neat about this thing? It's handy. I like the length of pull on it. It's just right for me. For those that don't know, for measuring length of pull, just grip the stock, and it should line up pretty close to your the crease of your arm bent. That's a good length of pull. And when you shoulder it, yes, it's got iron sights, so the stock is just low enough for iron sights. And when I get a sight picture with the scope with medium Leupold rings, it's just a little low, so I do have to get my head a little bit higher, but I don't mind doing that. I bought this used on CGN for a screaming deal because it came with the rifle, 2 banana mags, a 5-round mag, and the scope with UTG rings. So I kind of, scrunched my nose at the UTG, and then I went and I bought some Leupold rings for it. And I'm going to be doing a ammo testing post on Reddit about it. I'm going to see just what this rifle can do. It's going to be benched with a rest and a rear bag at 100 yards. Not that 50-yard business that everybody talks about with 22s. No, this is going out to 100 because that's how you measure MOA. And it's going to eat Ely. It's going to eat Fiocchi ammunition. I'll have some Remington target ammunition. Obviously, your CCIs, both Minimax and standard velocities. And I'm going to see what it does with quiets. It's probably not going to cycle it, obviously. And then it's also going to be seeing some of the bargain ammunition. I'm going to be putting some Federal 36 grain copper plate hollow points.
See if it cycles Winchester Wildcat.
No, because I refuse to buy that shit.
Get someone else to buy it for you then.
No, I will not give money to Winchester unless it's M22. And if anybody's got any, I do have some M22 left over actually.
I'll send you some golden
I was
bullets.
going to say, do Remington Gold Bullet and Winchester Wildcat.
Okay, this gun. I think this gun might like complain, like physically, like get in a snotty European accent and go, no, please, no.
That's exactly why you have to make it do it.
Yeah,
You just yell at it in a German accent that it's going to cycle or else.
Czech. What's a Czech accent? I don't know.
No, that's why I said
gambangs.
it's a Czech gun, so you yell at it in a German accent that it's going to do what you say or else.
I get it. But yeah, what's interesting about this gun is the takedown. You basically pop this screw off, and the gun comes apart. That's it. Like there is nothing else that you need in terms of tools. The handguard comes off, and then you push the barrel down, and there's a crosspin right here hidden behind the handguard. You push that out, and the entire upper slides off because this is actually like an upper and lower in a rail. The upper is an aluminum, and the lower is all polymer. And get this, the bolt with dual non-captive recoil springs on 2 bars rides on polymer rails. And that's one of the only guns that I know that has this. I think there's a...
Sounds like a horrible system. It runs on polymer rails?
Yeah.
Can you show us this? Or like how hard is it to get in there to show us like... Is it a robust system? It doesn't sound like it.
I think so. Like, check it out. I'll do it right now.
Cool.
It's not bad at all.
Lock it on your screen so you
I
can
just
see.
did.
There we
Okay.
go.
So what can this do that my Keltec can't?
Function.
Not
it functions.
Not blow up.
Yeah, I'm around 5,000 rounds so far.
Oh, so you're right at the threshold. It's gonna blow up next week.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, that's the 223 that blows up. The 22 probably doesn't have any issues. So there
It
goes.
It can also not be a Keltec.
Yeah, there's the one screw that holds this whole thing together. It's out.
Uh-oh.
Boom. Gun falls
Handguard
apart.
comes off, which is nice wood, by the way. It's really nice wood. And get this. Here's the cross pin right there. Right in there. And then you take the same screw that it came with to push it out. There's the screw. And here comes the upper, boys and girls. Woo! You move it all the way up to the bolt charging handle lines up. You pop the bolt charging handle out. There's the upper. Pretty slick, eh? I'm gonna put that down, and here comes the fun part. You tilt the bolt slightly up.
It flies across the room, and you never find it again.
There it goes.
Oh.
There it is. That's fully disassembled. And here are the recoil springs and the guide rods.
Well, they're the recoil springs anyways.
Here are the guide rods. Here's the bolt. Here's the lower. And it just sits in there. And it's
Dude, you know what that bolt reminds me of, kind of?
right on top of these polymer lower rails.
That reminds me of the Scorpion bolt a bit.
Yeah, this is
big and heavy. I mean, the dual recoil spring with captive springs on a guide rod like that on top is an AR-180B or AR-180, right?
Yeah, but the springs are not captive, but you know.
And it
Oh.
does it eject the brass out the top of that bolt carrier?
No, it spits it out the side.
Where's the hole in the side of that bolt for the brass to come out of?
Huh?
What?
No, the brass goes in the front. It doesn't go in the middle.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a bolt.
The
face.
middle, there's a hole in the middle.
It's a
Yeah.
completely
If
internally.
it came out the middle, no, it looks like there's a spot in the middle for it. I see what you're
Yeah.
seeing, crazy.
yeah, because the Scorpion has that cut out like that for the brass to eject out the top.
Now, it comes with a special tool to get the bolt back together because as you put the recoil, the guide rods back in, the springs like to bind up in this hole. So what I figured out is you don't need the special, like it literally looks like a coat hanger that they cut into a U shape.
You
To
could use
put-
it for something else.
Yeah. Instead, what the fuck?
Oh, two off color? Two off color?
Just push the guide rods in, push the springs on the guide rods a little bit and just kind of push it all together on the table. And just keep it all together. That's the key. Keep it all together. And then rest it on the... It's really cool. It just rests on this little shelf on the back of the receiver. There you go.
Huh. That is neat.
Ta-da! Back together.
So, I mean, if they wanted to, they could do a folding stock with that.
Oh,
'Cause
hell
there's-
yeah.
there's
This is
nothing past
literally...
the wrist.
There is the bolt. That's the stock bolt. It's on the grip right there.
Mhm.
Take it right out and you're good to go.
Yeah.
The only finicky part of putting this thing back together, after you ignore completely the manufacturer's instructions of using the provided U-shaped spring guide rod thing, is when you put this back together, you have to line up the charging handle with the hole here, and it only goes in one way because the charging handle is slotted to go in between the side of the receiver here. So once you put that in,
Dirty
it
slot.
slides right in. That's it. You just have to look where you look at what you're doing, and that's it. And yeah, this pin slides in on either end. And all you need to do is apply a light pressure for it to be released. And then once it's in, it's in. Handguard goes back in, and the gun is back together, boys. So I think if this thing wasn't literally 2 to 3 times as much as a 1022, it would be way more popular. That's its only detractor. It's the price. This thing is literally 2 to 3 times as much as a 1022. So you're right. Why would anybody buy this over a 1022? Better quality.
CZ.
The ZZ, baby. And fancy part about this, it uses the same magazines as the 452, 455 bolt action rifles from CZ. So it takes 5 rounders, 10 rounders, and 25 round banana max.
So what you're saying is it costs 4 times as much as a Marlin 795 to accomplish nothing additional compared to it.
Exactly. Oh, there's
Barely
a really,
even looks better than a Marlin 795.
this the wood on this alone, I think, makes it worth it. Like it's
I
got
mean, there's something beautiful about functional plastic stock.
So get this, with the safety on, you cannot pull the bolt back enough to charge the firearm. But if you pull the safety off, it will cycle the bolt all the way back. And while it does not have a bolt hold, last round bolt hold open, it does have a bolt hold open right on the inside of the trigger guard in the front. You pull it back and you push that bad boy in. There it is. Bolt
If
hold
you
back.
pull it back and engage the safety, does it hold the bolt back?
No. You can't engage the safety with the bolt back.
Oh.
And to release it.
But
Yeah,
seriously, it has no last shot hold open? That's garbage.
Most 22s don't.
The Marlin 785 does.
The Marlin 75 does.
Okay, listen. I don't need any of
It
this.
costs 4
The
times
Cosmos
less
does.
and has more functionality.
Oh, stream ends. We're all kicked.
That's it. You're all gone. Fuck this shit. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Coming up in 2 weeks, hopefully I will have something else. It's supposed to have been here, but if you've been following my conversations in the subreddit, you will know that there's a WK180C on the way. And what I'm planning to do for that is put the trigger that is on Tinkerfuck, which is a Geissele. The fuck is it? Super dynamic 3-gun trigger. It's a single stage 3.5 pound trigger on this rifle right now. See if we can get a good shot of it. It's dirty. It's a dirty little fucking trigger. Watch this.
Oh, it's flat too.
Yeah. Ooh. And the reset on it is retarded too. Watch it. There it is. And there it is. So yeah, it's gonna wear that trigger. And let's see. I'm going to take this scope off of the 452. It's a Leupold V3, V2?
VX2 Canadian, yeah.
VX2 Canadian edition. And yeah, it's going to go on the WK, and it's going to get rigorously tested a lot less than it got tested by Caliber.
Which is the WK or the
The
scope?
WK is going to get tested a lot less than Caliber tested it.
What Caliber do to theirs?
Oh, they did a massive test of theirs. Like they put at least 10 or 15 different brands of ammo through it.
Oh yeah, their ammo test was really good on that thing.
Yep.
Huh.
But that does bring us to our topic of the day. Super scary black guns. Non-restricted. Because Adriel, don't you have something like that on the works right about now?
Well, I've got an article on that's completely unscientific on top 10 non-restricted black rifles in Canada. That was based off of what I liked at the time and what was available at the time, which was not a lot. That has all changed as of the last 2 years, and especially as of the last year. So I made a survey to get people's opinion on what they prefer. And because there's a lot more variation now, whereas before it was a little bit more clear cut. You know, there was some stuff that was good for the money. There was some stuff that was expensive but not accurate. Like a lot of what we could get for black rifles before were military rifles, and that's it. So we could get the XCR. The XCR was $2,500, $3,000, somewhere around the air. The accuracy was so. Like okay, but not fantastic. And there wasn't really
a really long gun. I remember watching the Civil Advantage review on it. Rod talking about it, hanging from a single point spling on his chest. The thing was like past his knees. I don't know how, but it's just a really long rifle.
Yeah, I didn't really get the long out of it, but I definitely the original ones were heavy. Like the original ones are quite heavy. They fixed that in the interim, and they got them to they got the weight down on them. But the original ones were heavy, and there was like some things in the design that were kind of silly that don't really belong on an AR style rifle. But now we've like one of the things I remember we had a show on Slamfire where we're talking about like what one law do you wish you could like get away with here in Canada, and it was unanimous. We wanted non-restricted AR-15s because go back 2-3 years there weren't any. There were no good option, somewhat inexpensive but accurate and reliable and ergonomic semi-automatic 223s. That's an AR-15, right?
See, this is like a pick 2 out of 3.
Yeah, exactly. It was a get the AR-15 and restricted, or get something else and it's going to be expensive or not accurate or both, and that's it.
And the ergonomics are going to be terrible.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna get an ATRS modern varminter, and it's like what, $4 or $5
3 starting.
And those were good. They like some of them were a little bit picky with mags, and but other than that, like I heard some good things about those. Yes, I mean like the choices were somewhat limited, right?
Yep.
No longer. Now we have the ATRS Modern Sporter. We have the Maccabee SLR. Those are our two like main non-restricted ARs. But we also have the WK 180, which is a damn good little low-priced alternative. Piston driven, so you don't have to do like bolt cleaning like this with a 180. I don't think I've cleaned mine yet.
I don't do bolt cleaning like that with anything.
You clean your guns?
Yeah.
Every so often, maybe.
I did. Yeah. You know what's interesting about this?
It's stainless steel.
It still didn't get the finish. Like the finish, I don't think the finish is ever coming back. It's still going to be like a little bit stained like that.
Yeah.
But it did, like, it feels smooth to the touch now. It's complete, like all the metal's smooth.
Yeah.
There's nothing coming off my hands. Like I've been messing around with this bolt for a while now, and my hands aren't picking up any soot or anything like that off of them. So they're clean. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I came back and I threw some Mr. Clean in there. because just the water and a little bit of dish soap or like a detergent wasn't enough, and that made a big difference. Now it did pull a lot more off. Sorry, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about ARs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I made that. Oh, and then the other thing is that now we've got all these 308 options as well. We had the Modern Hunter, which was like the OG non-restricted AR in 308.
That was also $4,000.
That was also $4,000. Yep. But then we got the BCL 102, and then shortly afterwards we got the Stag 10, and now everything's hunky dory, because if you want a semi-automatic 308, like Stag, in my opinion, the Stag 10 is the best option out of all of those. But it's also like kind of pricey if you build your own, or even if you just get the one that's made, right?
But what if I want a 6.5 Creedmoor?
Well, you can make a 6.5 Creedmoor out of either the BCL or the Stag 10.
Out of those two, I would still go with the Stag, just because I don't feel like dealing with the maybe it works, maybe it doesn't of the BCL. Granted, they
got lifetime
seem
warranty.
to be getting better.
And they got lifetime warranty.
They do?
So what's that?
They do? Not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, so I got this, like when it said 1378 lifetime warranty, it's like I am gonna run the heck out of this thing, and if it doesn't work, I'm sending it back. And I'll keep sending it back until they fix it, right?
Yeah.
So it's relatively low risk from that. You know what's interesting? This thing got way down in the nooks and crannies of this thing, and it's all squeaky clean. Like, it's still stained, but it looks nice. Yeah, I'm definitely going this route. So which maybe this is the topic to take. Which non-restricted ARs or black rifles do you guys have, and which ones are going to be on your shopping lists coming up?
None. I can't afford any.
All right, that was easy. Thank you. For that.
Elixir, you had something like that for a while, didn't you?
Did I?
You still do. Oh wait, no, you sold it because we yelled at you until you did. You had an M305, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Well,
I wouldn't
like
consider
2 years
that one of
ago.
the modern, like, non-restricted. It's a black rifle, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's a scary black gun episode.
I mean, it shot fine, and it was one of the few that weren't completely fucked from factory, so I couldn't really complain, and I sold it for what I got it for. So, whatever.
I mean, don't you still have a CZ58 too?
Yeah.
That's the other one. That's the other big one, folks. The CZ, VZ, 558, 858 platform. What's so great about them? They're cheap.
No, they're not.
No.
Yeah.
They
No,
were
they're
cheap
like-
when they were importing the checked surplus ones, but they're not
Yeah.
cheap.
Those were $650. These new ones are all $1,200.
Yeah.
And for $1,200, you don't get an optics rail. You get a mag that holds 5 rounds, and you don't get a bolt release or a safety that is ergonomic or anything like that.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Type
fucking
80
safety on it is garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, for a used one for $1,000.
Yeah, I
Or-
paid $1,100 for mine shipped, and that came with all the tactical shit on it. So, with the mag adapter, too.
Yeah, you can put a mag adapter on it and run what is it, XCRM Max?
No,
Oh, that's cool.
just standard mags.
Right, but the
Which are XCR
762 by
pistol.
39.
Oh, yeah, I don't count that.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's another one. You can get them in 5.56 or in 7.62 by 39.
Yeah, but I heard the 5.56 ones are kind of shit.
Yes, my buddy had. Did he? No, he had a 7.62 by 39, and the mag adapter really didn't. It's supposed to work better in one or the other, like the VZ or the CZ. Like, it's supposed to work better in one or the other. The VZs have an optics rail already built into it. If you have a CZ, you have to get it drill and tap for the adapter rail.
Don't some of the CSA ones have the side mount Soviet style, so you can buy a real proper
No, that's what I'm
PSL
talking
scope from
about. No, that's what
Motherland?
I'm talking about.
Yeah, mine is drilled and tapped. But,
Well, no, yours is a VZ, so it came that way.
well, yeah, whatever.
I want them to do that with the Type 81. I want the Type 81 to support that side mount optics rail. I would have probably bought one if it did.
Well, you could do it yourself.
Because I could do it myself, but there's a lot of things I could do and fuck up myself. I'd rather not.
Yeah, but you could accidentally get an automatic one.
It's like, I don't know. I was just working with the Dremel and it happened. And then the
Easily convertible.
Oh, you know, machining is easy, right? That's what the RCMP says.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to go to a school and, you know, do trade school and work on it for a long time and get the tools, which are several $1,000s.
You buy some scary thing from America and it just makes them for you.
Ooh, goes guns. Yeah. Speaking about that kind of thing, the Air 180 or its new bastard child, the WK180C. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, that's it. That's the end all be all. That's why when I had in my hands a Maccabee SLR upper and lower receiver set, I just sold it right away because
the price, right? Like everything within reason. I think the reason for this stuff is price, and that Maccabee in your hands for what you paid for it compared to the WK. Like Wolverine had the right idea with, I'm going to make these in one kind. They're going to be cheap, and we're going to make
a Model T. It's a Model T. You can have it any color you want,
except black.
Except black. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what? I actually have a cup of that from the Ford Museum in Michigan with that quote on it. Because
there you go.
I actually really love that quote.
Old man Wolverine made that quote. He's like, "That's what we're doing."
You can have it in any caliber you want, as long as it's 223.
Yeah, you can have it with any parts you want, as long as they're bargain bin AR-15 furniture parts.
Yep. Because you're going to replace it anyways.
You're going to replace it anyways. That's what I'm doing.
Throw it in the garbage. So they'll give you the basic one. And
they don't sell uppers, right? Because they figured it's not worth wasting production capabilities on it.
Correct. Not at this point, because they're still too far behind on just selling.
Are there any CAD or 3D print files for uppers that would be feasible, or is that kind of not really a thing?
Just sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know what? There are uppers. RWA is making a compatible upper for it.
Oh.
But
now,
RWA...
One thing that I want to know about those things is, are they absolutely only going to ever be mid-length gas systems?
They're not even mid-length right now. They're carbine-length gas systems.
Are you sure?
Yep. They were originally supposed to be mid-length, and they found that the accuracy with the piston was better short, so they went carbine length.
So that's why the piston is that length?
Correct.
Huh. I always just thought that maybe those barrels were cheaper or something.
Nope.
Are there no ways to replace the gas system on it?
See, that's one of the things that's...
if you want another barrel, though, Maple Ridge makes a nice aftermarket barrel for that rifle now.
Yeah, the only reason that there aren't many barrels for it is because why would there be an 18.5 or 18.6 inch barrel with a carbine gas length system?
Yeah,
I know NEA started making them too because I see them on SFRC's website.
Yeah,
they're good shooting though. Like I don't the original barrels that they got were Fadgen or something like that. Like they were decent barrels. Fadgen.
Like they shoot MOA half, like 1.5 MOA or so. Anyways, factory, like that's already really good.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, and they had a 223 wild chamber, and they switched to a 5.56 chamber for reasons.
Well, there was having issues with the federal independence ammo, which all 223 barrels that I've tried have done.
All 223 wild barrels.
Correct.
Yes.
I think I've mentioned that on this show before,
yes.
right? I think federal independence cheated on their specs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
hypothetical.
This is my upgrade for the grip of the WK when it shows up.
And your Canada flag A2?
No, actually, this was part of the the Maccabee build project. Yeah, this guy.
Oh yeah,
yeah, the fixed carbine stock. Because who needs adjustments these days? I'm not wearing a plate carrier. Are you?
No.
No. Well, you're swole enough to, warrant a short length to pull. But yeah. That's the only bone I will throw you, by the way.
Hopefully, Yeah, not that kind of show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be either this, and let it be known here, if the WK measures to the Krover standard, which, if any of you know me, is kind of a fucked up thing, Tinkerfuck will be sold. And this or the Canada flag stock is going to be end up in the WK. I think it'll probably be if I end up liking the WK enough, I'll just put the Canada flag stock on it, and then Tinkerfuck is bye. Because
And then what atrocious color are you going to paint the WK?
ooh, maybe
Gold,
that would be a New Year project.
Gold.
Gold's not gaudy enough.
Tiger stripe gold.
All right.
Oh yeah.
See, you need to send it for engraving to H&H and get it plated gold.
No, real gold inlay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could finally live up to my Colombian drug lord dreams.
With an ivory stock too.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Somebody commented that the 702 Plinkster has last round bolt holders.
The biggest pile of garbage Mossberg makes, and even it has a bad last shot hole open.
Listen, none of your shit. None. Oh, by the a quick aside, those 25 rounder Banana Max hold 26 rounds.
I think I've shoved 32 in my 597 mags before. Doesn't mean they work very well.
Oh, speaking about magazines and 22,
yeah.
the gods have smiled upon us. Tristan at Spectre Ballistics has come out ahead, and he has once again hit it out of the park. There was conversation for a long time about just why don't we do a mag adapter from any of the other 22 rifles that have long mags, and just do that with a 1022. And he went and he did that. He has just launched last weekend a mag adapter for the 1022 that is in the shape of a 1022 rotary magazine that fits into the magwell of a 1022, and then you can take a Remington 597 magazine and stick it in that hole.
And the only issue now is getting one because there's a 3-week back order.
Yep.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yep.
Ah.
The reason, the price, 30 clams.
Now, do you
Bless
need one of
their
those for
hearts.
each mag? But because why
would you need one more?
Does the mag go in and out of the adapter, or did it take the whole adapter?
The mag adapter just goes into the magwell, and that's it.
Oh, sweet. So never mind. Yeah, you just need the one then. Holy shit.
Bless their
people probably
hearts.
don't realize that.
$30? So super reasonable.
30 clams.
I'm just wondering if people who don't realize that are trying to buy one for every mag. But then this also means that there's going to be no 597 mags anymore, and I kind of need one. One of mine's broken.
Better go buy one right now.
Yeah, because I was going to say that adapter costs about the same as a 597 mag. Actually, they're like $25-$30.
It's a mag. Yeah, and the Banana Mags are 25 rounders, I think.
Yeah,
and
30.
there is a Pro Max 70 round drum mag, but
yes,
they're
but
rarer, hence steamed.
They are out of stock at the one place that sells them. They cost $170 fucking dollars. I want a drum mag. I don't $170 want a fucking drum mag.
From Tales of Yonder, I did own at one point one of the GSG 110 round drum mags, and let me tell you what, mag dumping one of those things, it's worth it, man. It really is worth it. It's dumb. You're sitting there going bang, 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 bang. Is this gonna be done anytime soon? Bang, 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 bang. You keep going.
Now that Spectre's done this, the next thing they have to do is make a 597 drum mag.
No, what they need to do, and if for some reason Tristan is watching, dude, grab a modern varminter, grab an SLR, and just make a fucked up baby of that, and crank out an upper and lower non-restricted AR-15 for $500, and you got a deal.
From Krover. Krover will buy one. At least
I will buy one. 500 clams. That's it.
You'll sell it 6 weeks later.
That's right. But if I think if there's one manufacturer in Canada that I would put money on right now of working in a actually affordable, non-restricted AR-15 derivative, I would put Spectre Ballistics on there.
but do they actually have an RCMP business license for firearms? Is the thing?
Yes. They have they make 1022s, don't they?
I don't think so.
No, but I know that they got one because they were bringing some in.
Because I know they were making accessories and shit. You don't need a license to make accessories.
All above the board. They even with that adapter there, they got explicit approval from the RCMP before they started selling them.
I saw the thing they posted of that.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
Super above board. I wonder how well it's gonna clean a barrel.
What the fuck is that?
Crover, what is this barrel?
No, that was me. That's a 5-inch barrel for the 1022.
Yeah.
No, if you really wanted to, you could make yourself a charger.
No, you just get a really, really long stock and it stays non-restricted.
Or you could be one of those weird little people with restricted black guns that are non-restricted by nature.
There was actually one time I calculated how long of a barrel I would need to get for my Scorpion to leave it to get it non-restricted, but still have the ability to fold the stock. I think it was like 22 inches.
Ooh, that 380 round moving at
a 32. It's not even a
32. Yeah, 32. That would be pretty spicy, man. I mean, have you seen
the?
Hey, Krober, pop up to my screen for a second here. I gotta show you guys. I gotta show you this crud coming off this CZ. Look at that stuff coming off.
Oh yeah, stuck it in there.
I just jammed it in there. It's working. Look.
Fuck.
I'm gonna have to oil it afterwards, but look at all that shit just coming off of there. It loves the Mr. Clean. A little bit of Mr. Clean. Oh yeah. Get it out of there.
Oh, please take a picture and post it on like Canada 3 Gun and just watch people freak.
I think who would freak out more? Probably the IPSC purists. I don't know. Maybe not. Like,
no, throw it in your dishwasher.
You should just throw it in the
dishwasher like an M305.
Well, he'll have the same issues with rust, right? Like after that bolt carrier group, the gas key screws were starting to get a little bit of flash rust on them as I was like wiping them off there. So you do have to hit them with some hot water. Air hose them off and then oil them right away. Anything that's steel, right? A bunch of these parts here are
would dunking it in WD-40 help because that's a water displacement?
This might be one of the cases where WD-40 would help.
Would rinsing it in alcohol instead of water help?
Maybe, but like WD-40 is a water displacer. It'll pull the water off of there. So WD-40 and then an oil maybe.
Yeah,
or I'll just spray it with I got an air hose, so I'll just spray them down.
I'm just wondering if you use something other than water in the sonic cleaner, could this not just overcome this issue?
Well, like what would you put in there? Like,
like I said, alcohol. If you use like
Flatlab says fill the ultrasonic cleaner with oil instead.
Oil. Like alcohol, yes, but then it may cause sparks and it would start this thing on like a blue flame that would consume my house and my children, and my wife would not be pleased. But yeah, I'll just continue with the Mr. Clean. Seems safe. That's I know how to work with this.
It'll keep you warm in those cold Alberta winters. Set up next to the sonic cleaner.
Daddy, why don't I see the flame? Just stick your hand in there. You'll be warm. Oh, there you go. DV knows how to fucking roll. Fill the ultrasonic cleaner with hops. Number 9.
That's going to have to be a sacrificial bath that just stays full all the time, hey?
Ugh. Just imagine the fucking smell. Ugh.
No, thank you.
Oh, I love it.
I'll get you some Butch's Borshine to put in there.
Oh,
so your entire house can smell like cat piss.
All right, those are copper solvents, right? So they have
it's fucking
something in it.
The ammonia. It's
that's the ammonia. Yeah, no, I had a bore cleaner. I think I still do, and I haven't used it in years. I'm afraid to open that bottle, man.
Oh shit! Someone got an FX9.
Oh, somebody posted on FX9. Actually, non-random hero. Remember, he said that he installed a Bean Counting Marksman said that he installed a light trigger on his FX9.
Oh yeah, that's right. It became real bumpy.
Yeah, it kind of ran away on him.
What's the problem?
It didn't run away. They're
Probably,
controllable, and they just have a controllable, fun, repeatable fire
Yes.
with your finger.
Mag dumps for days.
Well, 10-round mags.
Oh, right, because it's a Glock.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Maybe Spectre can just go into the business of making adapters for a bunch of different shit. Just keep making like adapters for this mag and the adapters for that mag. And
see, the thing with the 1022 is it was very advantageous because the 597's got a much narrower single stack magazine compared to the 1022's rotary. That's what made this possible.
Yeah.
But then they just have to make a Beowulf air pistol, and then we're all saved.
Oh, imagine this.
I don't know if I can. Sorry, you roboted out there. We have no idea what you said.
Oh, I was going to say like a proprietary 10-round Beo pistol that's different than an AR-15, so that it doesn't fall into the AR-15 family. And
but the mags just fit.
Yeah, mags just fit.
It's got a hole there. It's like, that's decorative. It's got a latch on the back. That's really what makes this thing work.
Yeah. Oh, you know, he could just make it a blowback 50 Beowulf pistol. Have like a massive slide on top.
A bolt action.
Take some really stupid thing and make an AR, like a 223 rimfire. Have the mag have a slight flare at the back and be like single stack at the top. And just have it conveniently fit in the AR. And then you got no mag cap because it's a rimfire. It doesn't matter if the rounds are shitty and expensive and no one has them. You've got a rimfire rifle.
You could just make a Wildcat, you know? Like there's one gun that has the one chamber for it. And you just happen to crank out thousands of magazines for it.
So if anyone else out there runs a buffer on their CZ, this buffer gets like yellowed and nasty. Look at that. It's practically clear again.
Ooh.
Good as new.
Oh, see,
steel guide rod?
Lad had the same idea I did.
Yeah?
Yeah, he said it in the fucking...
Yeah, make a rimfire.
Make a rimfire.
Yep.
Cool. All right, well.
What's next? Oh, why? Okay, we do have the topic. Are there any that we didn't touch on? The SIG rifles. Did we talk about the SIG rifles?
They're way too expensive.
Which SIG rifles? The Swiss Arms?
Yeah, the Swiss Arms.
Well,
they're excellent quality. The Swiss Arms are really accurate. They're 3,500.
You could put an adapter and use Air Max on them.
Correct. Yeah. They're heavy. They're accurate. They come with their own bipod.
They have really fancy diopter sights, don't they?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, we're going to talk about non-restricted currently, or will be non-restricted after C71 passes, because that's going to change the definition of the Swiss Arms.
It doesn't matter until it's done through the courts and blah 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 all that bullshit. It's all fear mongering, and it's all before the committees and blah 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 blah. We will talk about that when there is news about it. Basically, that's the way that I look at it.
Because if you're going to talk about the SIG rifles too, there's the SIG copies from FAME and where they're
the FAME ones,
Argentina or whatever.
Yes, the Argentinian guns.
Well, the only one that's cool there is the SG542, the 308 version, right?
Yeah. Well, they've got the 540 is the 223, isn't it?
Yeah, but no one cares about that one. The 308's where it's at. Do they even sell the 223 version around here?
I don't know if they sell either of them anymore because Tactical Import's import schedule and stock levels are shaky. I don't know how they're still in business because nothing's ever in stock in their gun section.
Well, Canada Ammo
that must mean that they're successful at selling a lot.
Canada Ammo is still selling wiper blades 5 years later.
I know the other thing too is they would bring in FAME knockoff pseudo MP5s for $2,000 fucking dollars, and they're sold out of them all the time. The fucking FAME SAF.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Canada Ammo got most of their guns from China, and they had to switch to Turkey for a lot of their stuff.
Yep. Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah, so I think I'll get this next.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I wholeheartedly agree with you on this.
Yeah, I'll shoot it twice and then put it away in the safe forever.
Well, no, you shoot it 3 times. 3 times to sight it in, and then one time to shoot your water buffalo, and then that's it.
Where do we have water buffalo?
The zoo. Adriel, didn't you make that joke too about the cougars in Vancouver?
Oh, they did not like that. I got minus points on that guy.
They did not like that.
They did not see the joke.
They did not.
I was like, well, you weren't joking around, but like your comments on the M305 there.
Oh yeah, I got hardcore shit on for shitting on the M305, and then out of the woodwork came 2 guys saying, like, yeah, this guy's opinions are always shit. And then it's like, okay, what opinions are you talking about? Yeah, you say all Norincos are trash and that your cheap 22 ammunition is always trash. And it's like, no, bro. No, bro. I
it be like that.
I will defend to the end of the earth the 870 clones. Those things are better than new production Remington. You heard from me.
Saying much.
Which is not saying much. The Norinco 1911s are incredible for the price.
I had a Norinco AR, and so does my dad, and they work perfectly fine.
I forgot about the Norinco ARs. Yeah, they're perfectly good guns.
And they are in spec. If anyone has ever wondered, yes, they are actually in spec.
Except the handguard.
For the...
Yeah, I hear the handguard is kind of wonky.
It is.
I don't know. I've got the lowers and uppers to fit. I've got bolts to fit in it. It works.
No, just the handguard. Like the handguard and the handguard clips. So as soon as you go to a free float forend or something like that, you're fine. And that's what you should do anyways.
Elixir, you better get that shit off the fucking live stream.
No. It's not worth it. That's way too expensive for that thing, even if it wasn't for the controversy. That gun is not a $2,000 gun.
But please tell me why the SKS-15 is worth it then.
What the fuck is SKS-15? Is that the one that takes AR or AK mags?
No, it takes XCR mags. It's basically
they literally take a crate of SKSs, rip them out of everything, cut off a bunch of parts, and then stick them in chassis and call it a different gun. It's literally an SKS in a chassis. And isn't it like also like one of those chassis that's full of fucking hex screws and it's not even held together?
It's got a plate on one side. It's not. There's another manufacturer of SKS chassis out there that's good, and there's another one out there that is garbage. And this one's kind of like in between.
Yeah, the only good thing is I think nowadays the SKS-15s are like $650 or something. So
like some of them are like $550, somewhere around there. Yeah, again, like you want to talk about like if you want to get like a CZ858 or something like that, you're looking at $1,200. Is a lot cheaper.
You get the same shit with this Bubba SKS, and it costs less than Bubbaing the SKS yourself. So
correct, but it is a Bubba SKS.
Yeah. It is a Bubba SKS, and so you're gonna get Minute of Comrade. So
I mean, you get Minute of Comrade with almost all of these things.
No, Minute of Comrade, 5 MOA at 20 yards, or a little bit better than that.
Just take a barn and shoot the side of it. You will find a hole.
You'll be able to hit man on the other side of Volga River sometimes.
Yeah, it's like any time that somebody brings up, it's like, oh, the trigger on my what the hell is a revolver?
The Gant revolver?
The trigger on my head is awful. Well, dude, it was meant to shoot conscripts in the back of the head. It's not a long reach.
The trigger pulls a safety feature. Come on.
Yeah.
Just like the 17-pound New York triggers.
Oh, yeah.
Also to prevent execution.
Yes. Oh, man.
Well, I am super fucking happy with the it is bone clean. There's a bunch of areas on a pistol that are really hard to get to, right?
Yep.
My redneck act of like dumping this thing in there upside down is amazing. There's this like the trigger is actually like a bare steel, and you can see the bare steel in there now. Ooh. And I got in this thing with pipe cleaners and rags. I didn't want to take it apart because actually taking apart a CZ, there's like a trigger pack back here that's kind of wonky. But this is squeaky clean now. Now I just need to oil it so it won't rust, and I'm good to go.
So you're gonna dunk it in a bath of oil?
Speaking of rust, Badachu in the side chat on YouTube says my Remington 783 is crying and rusting. That's what you get for buying a Remington.
Is that the one, Adriel, with the video? The 783?
No, the 783. 783 is okay. That one's not as bad.
Which one's the bad one? The 770?
770. The 770 is a pile of absolute fucking shit.
And the 710, I think, is the same thing.
And there was the 887, which was a pile of plastic garbage.
Oh yeah, those ones. No, they had.
It was a neat idea. They would plastic bond on a bit of plastic on top of the barrel of a shotgun, so it was weatherproof. But the problem is the bonding didn't work all that great. Some rust got in between, and well,
also it had a nasty habit of going off by itself, wasn't it?
And smashing your fingers because of where the release was.
I mean, a lot of Remingtons had a chance of going.
Yeah,
off
no, I mean
randomly.
the 700s. They had like 7 million rifles or something like that recall because they all had the self-firing feature when you took the safety off.
From what I understand, eventually they just voluntarily recalled every single 700 ever made.
Well, not every single one, but it was like literally like if you bought a rifle between 1970 and 2012.
Yeah, from what I remember, they've mandatory recalled like a good 10 years worth of them, and then they voluntary recalled every other one.
Holy shit. Oh, Remington, how you still around, I will never know.
They're filed for Chapter 11, so...
No, somebody pulled them out of there.
Oh, gee, big surprise there.
Yeah.
The thing with them is Remington's name's not going anywhere. The company might die like Winchester did, but eventually someone else will buy them.
Yeah, I mean, we made that joke before. Remember, just get Brownells to buy them. Just Brownells. Brownells is a company that I'm sure is just looking for a name.
No, you know who I think might actually be more likely to do it realistically? Might be Smith & Wesson.
Yeah.
So you look at it, Browning bought Winchester and they're owned by FN. And I would think that, like with Smith & Wesson, they own Thompson Center, and I think they own some AR manufacturer. I would actually expect they'd be looking to grow their profile similar to, like, you got Beretta is a big company, Browning's a fairly big company. I can actually see Smith & Wesson being in a position to put themselves in buying, like, a bankrupt Remington, the names and the patents under it, to kind of get themselves into that thing as the other, like, another big pillar. Because right now Remington is the third big pillar, and they're the Chrysler to GM and Ford and the other ones.
You need to buy that elixir.
See, the issue with the Norins, because I was considering actually buying one because I'm a fucking masochist and an idiot. The biggest issue with the rifle before was that the scope rail wasn't centered properly, so it would be off a little bit, and you'd have to fucking crank your scope way over just to even get it, on target. Then they fixed that, which isn't too bad. And then they were having issues where it was fucking almost impossible to open the bolt. Because for the way these work, you take out the bolt and you slot your cartridge into a shell holder like you would be reloading, then you put it in there and cock it, or lock it down, and it'll shoot. And for a while they were shipping fucking rubber mallets with it because it was so impossible to get that fucking thing open.
Huh.
So did they just not build a camming surface for you to use for leverage as you open it or something?
It cocks on open.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, there's your problem.
There's your problem.
So I was like, you know what? I'll watch a ton of reviews and everything. So I spent like a night just looking up everything. Pretty much anybody that bought them in the early days, all their scope rails were fucking way off, and they had to basically like adjust their scope all the way to the left just to get it on center.
If you're looking for a cheap 50, didn't Serbu make one that literally you like screw the action close?
Like the RN.
Yeah,
that's the pipe gun, the pipe bomb gun from the guy that makes pipe bomb guns on YouTube.
Yeah, it sketches me out. But
did they ever import those? I swear Wolverine was trying at one point.
Oh yeah, no, Delask brought a bunch in.
Yeah, Delask brought it in.
Of course, Delask brought them in. Good old Delask.
I tried looking for more Scorpion mags on their website. They don't seem to have them anymore, which is unfortunate because I got like a shitload of them really, really cheap from them.
Elixir Plaid Lad says you need an M305.
You can lick my taint.
Damn. They don't have any of those things anymore. They just have the Serbu semi-auto.
Yeah.
They don't have any more of the pipe bombs, which is unfortunate.
Arid is pissed that I didn't text him. We were having a show, and he's like, "I'm not gonna text you. I'm not your mother. You're supposed to know." I think aside from the, yeah, I think we talked the topic to death. I think we're good.
Yep.
Oh, HS50. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Steyr
Oh, yeah.
HS50. Is that the single shot model, or is that the one with the magazine?
No,
This is
dude,
the
that's
one
the
with the
mag one.
magazine.
Bullpug mag one.
Just spend the extra $6,000 and get the GM6 links.
Yeah, I can definitely afford that too.
Yeah, you can definitely afford this
If you're
one.
looking at that one, you can get the other one.
There is a point that you could argue there. It's like if you're in 10,000, you can be in 15,000.
Yeah, but I could spend that 5,000 on a scope.
Or you could just put a Barska scope on it.
And instantly have glass in my eye.
NC Star.
I do have a Barska scope though on my 17 HMR.
What? Why?
Because
Okay.
If it works.
No.
it does work.
Okay. Yeah. You need the if it works part though.
That's the beauty of it. For every time somebody shits on Barska and NC Star, there is some guy, just like with the M305, that keep downvoting me. He's like, no, mine works just fine.
See, I literally only use it
For you, bud.
for
That's why I said it.
so
That was exactly my reply to the guy. I was like, okay, so what did you... the guy's like, oh, my trash shoots 1.5 MOA, and I was like, okay, which trash are you talking about? Because I just mentioned a bunch of trash. He's like, my M305B, and then I said, okay, what did you do to fix it when you bought it? It's like, oh, I removed the sights myself. I bought a stock for it. I put a scope on it, and it only costed me $500. Okay.
He removed his iron sights. He polished his trigger group with a fucking file, not lapping compound or polishing compound, whatever you want to call it. He said in the comments he used a fucking file.
Oh.
Can
Can you do that with an M305? I know you can do that. Like if you're going to tell me a Mosin, it's like, yep. You can take it down with a file.
If you're gonna spend all this money to fucking build on the platform, whatever, if you like the platform, good for you. Why not buy the fucking receiver from SFRC or whatever for that grand? It's what, $80? I don't know how much they are.
They're like 50
$5, I remember.
sometimes on sale.
Yeah, but they're stupid cheap anyway. Build a fucking platform off of that instead of buying a piece of shit fucking $600 rifle.
Cool. Make a 308 Garand.
Yeah, exactly.
No, make a Garand in the stupid caliber. I keep telling people to do this. They should make a Garand in like build their Garand in 243 or
6.5 Creedmoor would be just the worst, wouldn't it?
See,
check
if
out
I
my
really had
Garand.
the
What's
money
it?
and dedication to go through it, I totally would.
do it as a clone of an M1 sniper, like an M1D sniper, and 6.5 Creedmoor.
The biggest issue is getting a fucking barrel manufacturer to do that for me.
Look,
and you need the biggest stamp on the side for the cartridge. You need like massive font, 6.5 Creed.
Just have it in the just get like old wood and just like fucking burn it into the side of the upper hand card. 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah, carve it in, carve it and burn it.
We're approaching dangerous meme territory here, so I think we're gonna call it a night.
We're approaching meme levels for this Garand that they would ban pictures of it on the Discord.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So
thank you, folks.
I should do it.
Yeah, well you should do it. I mean, you could spend 10 grand on a meme and a 50 cal, or you could get a 6.5 grand.
Someone get me the winning ticket for not even like Lotto Max. Just give me the winning ticket for Lotterio, and I will do this.
Cool.
Okay, that's it. We're through. We're done. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
Go watch Slamfire Radio. Bye.